Hey y'all, so today I thought I'd do a little introduction, get to know me video. So I'm Kenzie, and I have been a fan of sports for as long as I can remember. But I really got into motorsports about 15 or so years ago. NASCAR is the first motorsport I really started following, and I've been a fan since, like 2009, 2010, somewhere right in there. My favorite driver of all time is Dale Jr. Dale Jr. is really the reason I am a NASCAR fan. But nowadays, Chase Elliott is my favorite driver. But I also root for Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Alex Bowman, and Kyle Larson. So, above all, I am a Hendrick Motorsports fan. I want Hendrick to do well every week, but I do also love Ryan and Bubba. I've been a fan of them since the K&N days, so quite a while. So I've followed IndyCar for a number of years, but I never really followed it super closely. Like, I wasn't one who really sat down and watched a lot of races, but I kind of kept up with how the drivers were doing. But the last couple of years, and this year especially, I have been trying to watch as many races as I can and really keeping up with the sport. So in IndyCar, I am a Penske fan. Josef is my number one, but I love all of the Penske drivers. So that's who I pay the closest attention to. And I enjoy IndyCar a lot. It's obviously very different from NASCAR, but so much fun to watch. I was really excited when Larson decided to do the 500, and I feel like he did really well for that being his first IndyCar race. Obviously, it was a huge bummer that rain affected him trying to do the double and that he didn't get into the Cup car at all, but overall I still think that was a really fun day. I'm hoping that maybe he'll try again next year and actually be able to do both races. I think that would be awesome. The other motorsport that I watch is F1, which I am a very new fan to. This season is the first season I'm watching and following F1. I am enjoying it so far. It's vastly different from anything else I've watched. I feel like at the start of the season, obviously Max was dominating everyone, and in my opinion, that's a bit boring. So when the season first started, I definitely was not feeling it so much, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick with it. I have a couple of friends who enjoy F1, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot because I love racing. I love the competition of it. And obviously, in the more recent races, we've had a lot of really good competition. So obviously, in more recent races, there's been a number of teams that have been really competitive with Red Bull, and that's really fun to see, in my opinion, because it's made the racing so much more exciting. There's been so many more battles and fights, and I love that. I think racing is supposed to be wheel to wheel, super competitive, and I know you're not going to get that week after week, race after race. Obviously, in NASCAR, you have races that are dull, where they get out in a line. There's not really any fighting. But at least most of the time with NASCAR, I feel like you have battles throughout the race that makes it somewhat exciting to watch. Let's just put aside the current package and car that we have right now, because I feel like the racing in the last couple of years with NASCAR has not been what it once was and what it should be. So I'm still hoping that they will fix that. But anyways, with F1, I feel like the more recent races have been more exciting to watch because there have been more competitors and there's been a lot of fighting, and that's awesome. I think that's super great. So when the season first started, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, this is like amazing. But as we've gotten into the season, I've really enjoyed watching. I think it's a lot of fun. I do love all the different tracks I get to race at and all the different countries I get to go to. I think that's super cool. So I look forward to the rest of the season, and from here forward learning more about F1 and kind of the ins and outs. Like I said, I'm just a newbie to it, so I'm still trying to learn some of the rules and the way F1 works, because it is obviously very different from NASCAR or IndyCar. So I've just enjoyed watching and kind of getting to know the different drivers, the different teams, and learning how F1 goes. So I look forward to more of that in the future. Now, the reason I started this YouTube channel is mainly to focus on my journey into sim racing. So I'm brand new to sim racing. I have only been sim racing a couple of months, but it's something I've wanted to do for a while now. I think especially since 2020, when NASCAR did their iRacing stuff, I think that's really when I was like, okay, I want to try that. That looks like so much fun. I want to do that too. There just hadn't been an opportunity for me to do it in the last few years. So the beginning of this year, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get myself just a basic setup. I'm gonna get iRacing, and I'm gonna learn all about the sim racing thing. I'm gonna do it because I've wanted to do it, and I'm finally at a place where I feel like I can do it. So I got myself a setup, which if you go to my last video, I show you what my setup looks like. It's very basic. It's not exactly what I would love, but it's what I have right now, and it works for what I need it to do. And thankfully I have two younger brothers who are big video game players, who were able to help me with like which monitor to get, and one of them is letting me borrow his computer. All of that kind of stuff helped me kind of figure stuff out, because I have never been a big like video game person. I was never like big into computers and that kind of stuff. So I had really no idea. There was a lot of YouTube watching, Googling, and then help from my brothers before I decided exactly what I wanted to get. But I am happy right now with what I have. And I'm really loving sim racing. It's so much fun. I've really only been doing iRacing right now. I do own a Assetto Corsa, but I haven't really messed with it a whole lot. I've looked into getting F1, but there's been such mixed reviews on F1 24 that I'm not sure if I want to spend my money on it, at least right now. So I'm just sticking with mainly iRacing, and then I want to mess around and kind of learn Assetto Corsa as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And if you'd like to see more, you can always like and subscribe. I'll be posting more videos about my journey in sim racing, and also just about motorsports and other things. If there's anything you want me to chat about, let me know. I would be happy to. And if you click right up here, should be a link to my most recent upload. And I hope to see you guys again. Bye.